Welcome everyone to round 2 of the iRacing.com V8 Supercar official online series presented by the all-new v8sonline Superstore, Direct Clutch Services and V8 Supercars fan group. Jay Kennedy bringing you all the action along with Stephen Sandman Clark for round 2 from Road Atlanta. G'day Sandman.
G'day Jay, g'day everyone at home. Brilliant to be back. I'm really excited. This is the first race for this season for myself. Unfortunately missed out on last week, but it was a ripper round and no doubt we're going to see much the same tonight. Yeah,
it's going to be a fantastic round. Your favourite element, pit stops, and a lot of strategy tonight. There's a lot of talk in the pit lane about strategy, so we'll talk about that later. And a man that's throwing out his engineer and sacked him and looking for a new one, Justin. Yeah, how you going, mate?
How are you guys? You're not wrong there. I'm actually got an advertisement out actually on the V8 Supercars fan the webpage there. So if anyone can go on there and apply, that'd be great.
I'll just explain for the guys in the early race tonight, you didn't quite take enough fuel. You're about, 2 laps short in fuel?
Yeah, I'm using a lot more fuel than the other boys, so yeah, nothing's changed really.
It's interesting, we've heard different fuel numbers with different drivers, and it's one of those catch-22s, isn't it? You know, you don't want to stay in there too long and put too much fuel, but you obviously need enough to go the distance.
It's essential that you put in the right number and you can get away, so I've just haven't had much fuel runs, and that was probably the best run that I had then, and yeah, obviously I didn't get the numbers right, so we will regroup for this one, and hopefully we can get a better quality time and beat the other two guys. I had good race pace, but yeah, just not enough fuel to get home.
Enjoy this track? Enjoy this track, mate?
Beg your pardon?
You enjoy this track?
Oh yeah, I love this track. It's a really good track actually. The first sector is obviously very busy, and at least, you know, there's a lot of passing opportunities and that long straight. So yeah, I was having a good run there with Richard, and I was really happy with my pace really. And yeah, but you know, you're going to take all 4 tyres, half, you know, left side or right side. It's just we don't know yet what the best option is going to be.
I don't think we'll know until probably tomorrow, I guess.
Yeah, that's right.
It can be quite tricky too. This circuit's got a lot of bumps and undulations, and trying to get that power down as you come towards the end of the lap is quite tricky, isn't it?
It is so easy to lose it. You know, pretty much on each corner, the edge of the track there. If you come off, you're pretty much going to sail into the wall. So I know it's early on to think about championship, but I think there's going to be good points up for tonight. So we'll just salvage as much as we can and stay on the track. But you're not wrong. It's a absolutely difficult track to stay on.
Take us away with the lap, mate. You're looking like you're pretty much ready to go.
Yeah, I might have to get the tyre warmers back out, mate. Whereabouts are you?
I'm in the commentary box. It's nice and warm up here.
All right, forgive me if this lap isn't the best. I'm trying something actually with setup, so this will be a test. But here we go. We start the hot lap, as we say. So 5th gear entry. Bit taily there, but I want to try and get the braking point right here and down 2. So down to 3rd for me. Pick up the throttle as early as possible and get into 4th and just feed the throttle out nice and gentle. Be patient through here. As much curb as possible. Again, just nice and patient. Clicking into 4th. Whoop. Bit wide there. You want to run on the curb if you can. Back down to 3rd. This is where it's really tricky. You've got to wait so long there. Just wheel spin. Hope I left some black marks for you boys, but down 2 in here to 3rd gear. Just let it flow nice and gentle. Back down to 2nd. Try not to pinch the front. And just feed that throttle out. Now obviously all the way up to 6th gear, and got to really brake as late as possible down into this section here, so you can get a good run up the hill. So here we go. Back down to 2nd. Bit wide through there. Hold 2nd. Oi.
That was wild.
Yeah, it was. And 5th gear again on entry. That's a slow lap around Road Atlanta.
It's still a 1:21.7, so play lap's still about 4 seconds quicker than me.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. I made a change and obviously it didn't work. It doesn't ride the bumps as nice. So, well, that's a test for me and a hot lap.
How have you found testing, mate? It's a super long back straight here at Road Atlanta. Does the draft play a big key here?
Yeah, it does actually. In that race, I managed to catch some lap traffic, so it definitely helped. Would help if I could get a tow in the qualifying session. Might bump me up a little bit, but yeah, it's going to be interesting with the tows and that. If you sit back and just sit in there and maybe conserve a bit of fuel to get my numbers down, but it'll tell off the start line what the strategy is going to be.
Are you going to be a pit early or a pit late man?
To be honest, I wouldn't mind pitting late, only to stay in the zone. I feel that once you pit, you just you break that concentration. So, look, again, it's going to be dictated by who's in front. If you're leading, you can sort of dictate it. And if you catch lap traffic where you want to come in and avoid them and getting held up, so only time's going to tell, boys, what the go's going to be, what's going to be fast and what's slow.
The one thing I think is interesting too is, I know you don't want to give away too many secrets, but there's people talking about no tyres and 4 tyres. I mean, have you sort of got that sussed out on where you want to be as far as what you're going to do as far as strategy?
Well, that last race, I didn't take any tyres, and the car wasn't too bad, but because I knew I had to come in for fuel, it was sort of, breaking my concentration quite a bit. So who knows, I might do it again. I might not take tyres. It just depends on track position, really, if you want to try and jump some people, and then on fuel usage as well. It's going to be important to know your fuel numbers, and if the fuel number's going to be high, you can take tyres. If the fuel number's low, well, then you haven't got time to do it. So
I think looking at the early race, and I think it was 50-50 on guys that took tyres and didn't. So it's definitely a strategy that a lot of guys are going to use, but it's going to be interesting to see how it pans out. We might let you go, Justin, and good luck tonight, and we'll talk to you after the race.
Yeah, cheers, mate. We'll see how we go.
Good luck,
All
mate.
the best.
Thank you. See you, guys.
Awesome to see a good quality hot lap like that. I'm seeing now where I'm making all my mistakes during the week. I know I've made quite a few now watching that. No wonder I'm 4 seconds off the pace.
Frustration kicks in for me. I watch these lines and I go, yeah, I'm doing those lines, but my times are nowhere near what is that.
It's an understatement of mistakes. I don't even want to think about how many I'm doing. We've got the championship standings as they stand after the results at Laguna Seca on screen at the moment. So Madison Down, of course, championship leader at the moment. Justin in second, not far behind. Josh Muggleton in third. Reams Brookman fourth. Brad Ryan fifth. Mitchell McLeod in sixth. Vale Richards seventh. Matthew Hill in eighth. Lee Day ninth. Richard Hampstead in 10th. Adrian Stratford in 11th. John Emerson 12th. Corey Slade in 13th. Michael McCabe 14th. Lee Ellis 15th. Marlon McMullen, Mitch Abril, Leighton Fine, Rob Hartley and Richard Hunter the top 20, but it is still a long way to go. And as we know, championship, it goes your best 8 results over the 12 rounds championship. So guys that have missed out on the first week in getting a good points haul, they're still definitely in with a good shot.
Yeah, that's the best bit about our series. We know that everyone's obviously got commitments outside of sim racing. It'd be good to commit, every single week and every single session. But family things pop up and work commitments and all the rest of it. So it's actually a good incentive for everyone to get stuck into the championship and not having to worry about, you can actually afford to drop a few rounds.
Now let's start talking about tonight. Of course, Road Atlanta, one of my favourite circuits in this series. I think you love this place too, Sam. It's a tough track, very, very technical, but when you get it right, it's probably one of the most rewarding circuits we go to. You really need to set your car up to ride the bumps very, very well.
It's exactly right. We were talking about that with Muggo, it's Ruggy era, just getting those cars to settle over the bumps. You really want to get on the throttle as early as you can, but if you haven't got that car settled, it can be a handful. But exactly what you said, one of the most rewarding racetracks when your car's at 100% and your setup's exactly the way you want it. It's really good.
Quickly run through the grid as it stands right at this moment. Richard Hampstead is on provisional pole position, a 121.044. Madison Down in second, a 122.073. So it's very, very close at the top. Justin Ruggier in third, a 121.1. Not far behind. Adrian Stratford doing a great job in second position. Mitch McLeod's teammate. And I know Mitch isn't happy that Adrian's faster than him. He's not happy at all. It's Adrian with a 21.2. Josh Muggleton, a 21.399 in fifth position. McLeod in sixth, 21.4. Emerson in seventh with a 21.591. Then Sean Kelly, Michael McCabe, and Brad Ryan round out the top 10. And Scott McLaughlin in 11th position. We will see him race tonight. Very good. Last little bit of practice before he heads overseas.
Yeah, it's exactly right. And yeah, touching on Adrian Stratford and Mitchell McLeod, haven't they? You know, they've sort of gelled nicely. Look, we all know that Mitch has gone off and he's started his own team, and you know, they did really well in the opening round. Obviously, had their fair share of dramas, but I think they're a force to be reckoned with come season end.
Yeah, I think they're also trying to do very well in the Grand Am series as well. I know Mitchell, he had a great result in the Grand Am series, so. No, he's trying to talk Adrian into racing the McLaren as well, so we could see a couple more new faces in the Grand Am series as well, which is going off leaps and bounds. It's amazing how far that series has come.
It's pretty exciting, isn't it? You know, the venture of you know, different categories of cars racing, yeah, definitely puts on a good show. And you know, you commented a couple of weeks ago that you know you probably watched one of the best races you've ever seen in sim racing, and that's just, you know, hats off to the guys that take part and the cars that take part in the championship.
If you want to talk about that, it's actually been topped last week. If you didn't catch last Thursday's race, it was even better. It was unbelievable. But enough about that. We'll talk about the racing we've got tonight. But make sure you tune in on Thursday nights from 8:45 Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time for the Australian New Zealand Club Grand Am Series. This week we're at Interlagos in the Grand Am Series, I believe. A track I very well at. So, well, no, I don't. That's a lot. I never do very well at anything. But I will be driving around, so I won't be able to watch, unfortunately. Also, we won't be having any coverage of Race to Reality this week. Race to Reality just having a couple of weeks break. Going to tweak the format. I've lost for words there. Lost my train of thought. Changing the format of Race to Reality, just tweaking it a little bit. But I know, Sam, and you did all right in it last week.
Consider him a fair share of drums. I didn't qualify very well. Got the call up very late before the race was due to start, and qualified 7th, and got caught up in an incident at turn 1, but brought it home P3. I was pretty chuffed about that, considering the lack of time in those cars.
Tough little car track combination, that one, especially the short track at Summit Point. That was quite a tough little curveball that we got thrown.
Yes,
we weren't expecting it either.
I wasn't expecting that hard right-hander. I was expecting to go full throttle right down the straight, but never mind. It never been there before, so it was good fun.
We will let you know when Race to Reality is coming back on again. It won't be too far away. Speaking of not too far away, we are now not far away from getting pictures through from the final qualifying session at Road Atlanta. Forward to tonight's race, 32 laps, just long enough to force a pit stop above the fuel saving we had last season. So I think we've done a pretty good job picking the numbers there, Sam, man. Yeah,
it's exactly what we want to see too. We want to see guys have a red hot go all the way to the end or throw in a pit stop. And of course, pit stops always do tickle myself. I really enjoy pit stops. It really does mix things up as far as race strategy. And yeah, I think no doubt we're in for an unbelievable race.
I think that's the key to having a good schedule, is making sure that there's more than one strategy that actually works. And tonight, I think that's a true testament to what tonight is all about. We will see guys that do a splash and dash right at the end of the race or at the start of the race. We'll see guys that take 2 tyres at the pit stop. We'll see guys take 4 tyres at the pit stop. We don't know what to expect, except for a fantastic race, nice, close race tonight. Rob Hartley on screen at the moment.
It's one of the new prospects. Sorry, mate. I was just saying, one of the new prospects that we have into a new season is these new liveries we get to look at. It's good to see some of the guys mixing it up a bit and changing paint schemes. I know I'm still trying to get my head around Ruggier's new look, but really good to see that V8 Supercar Fan Group's involvement in this series again has stepped up and you know, switched teams, and it's really good to see these new paint schemes.
Yeah, I'm quite struggling. I think Muggo's the one I'm struggling with at the moment. He's gone from a red car to a blue car, and I'm just not quite getting used to that.
Yeah, I wonder how long it'll take for me to call out Mitchell McLeod. Hopefully I don't bugger that up.
I'm sure you will. I nearly did it last week, so that's okay. Here's Muggo on screen at the moment. Currently in P5, just starting his hot lap. Best lap at the moment, a 121.399.
Good start to his championship too. He was a very strong contender last season, and things didn't go his way. I mean, the dramas of having his computer expire on him and not being able to take part in some races. But a good, strong start to the season. That's exactly what he wants with this new partnership he's got with Tats.com.
Yeah, thoroughly deserves this drive too. He worked very hard last season and definitely deserves getting this drive with Tats.com as we ruin his lap.
Put the Mozza on him.
We've done well. Man that Muggleton's replaced in the Tats.com car. Really, really nice looking livery. Cloud's running in.
Yeah, and it's an exciting venture that he's gone out and sort of stepped out on his own and created a new team, and it's actually really good to see. I know, like we were saying, it's different to see him away from a blue car, but yeah, pretty exciting times ahead. And they've obviously hit the ground running because the pace that these two guys, with himself and Adrian, it's really impressive, and it should be good come season end.
Driver in a new car. We didn't see him last week, but Matthew Hill. Out now in the TTL Falcon. Left Dynamic Sim Sports at the end of last season.
He's a little bit further down the time sheets than what we'd expect too. I think Matty Hill's 16th overall at the moment, 122.065. So yeah, we're probably a bit more used to seeing him a little bit higher up the order.
Well, when you look at the time, he's just a second behind first place, but a second in this series is such a big gap now.
Yeah, and that's a credit to everyone involved too. The racing is just so strong, and regardless of whether you finish, in the top 10 or inside the top 20, you're still having a red hot go because the times are so incredibly close. And that's what we say each and every week as far as trying to capture all the action. You don't have to be up front just to have yourself a good race.
Go to Richard Hampstead now. Back in his car 28. Lost the number 1 plate off his car at the end of last season. Gave that back over to Madison Down.
Played a bit of tug of war, those guys, with that number, aren't they?
Yeah, it's sharing it between them. Each other, committed there at the end of that lap, starting his flying lap. Probably a bit too much wheel spin that he would have liked. Going to be the best way to show you the undulations that we've been talking about and how you ride the bumps. Gyro cam. See how much this track flip-flops and changes direction and elevation. It's such a tough circuit. Probably coming up now to the hardest point on the track. Bad there, dropped it back to first there. Haven't seen too much this week.
Yeah, I thought that was quite interesting.
I was trying to usually eliminate wheel spin, but he's put it in first and he's actually ended his lap.
Bail, yep.
Adrian Stratford on screen. Another Mitchell McLeod Designs TTR Falcon. Coming into the pits. Currently P4 for Adrian. Yeah, no, we're doing well. Cloud. Flying lap.
It's good to see the v8sonline logos on the front bumper as well.
Oh, I think we would have got in trouble. He would have got in trouble if he didn't put them on there. That's a big one.
He's cleared the fence.
Watch out if you're in the grandstands. Rightio. Oh, we're going to get crash coming out of the pits between teammates. John
that'll be
Emerson and
good.
Richard Hampstead have come together.
That'll be an interesting team debrief there.
Yeah, Emerson's just come around the first corner and he's actually going to abort his lap. Hampstead's coming out of the lane and cleaned him up. Matthew Barron, whiz up. Actually, currently in P2 overall in the Grand Am series at the moment in the Riley Daytona prototype. So good luck to Squizzer. He actually got up at 4 o'clock on Monday morning to compete in the European race.
Love the v8sonline Superstore logos all over it too, that's good.
Our team, Sam, man, you need to support our team.
Yeah.
Brent Brookman designed these cars. Very, very nice look to these cars. A little bit different. Very often you'll see white cars out in this series.
Oh, he's had a big moment. He's held onto it. Nice job to hold onto it. It's going to ruin his lap, but he's
Looked
overexcited that right rear. Yeah, it looked great.
Now Matthew Hill has been the first mover in this session. He's done a 121.9. Moved him up 3 positions, so he's now up to P13. Only 2 1,000ths behind Lee Ellis. Interesting to see who's actually still got a bit left in this session in regards to trying to push for pole position. See some lap times that some guys are doing, like they've ended their laps, but or just doing fuel runs now. Billy's definitely pushing on. This lap's been quite quick at the moment. At the moment, it looks like this could be an improvement to his time.
I was going to say, it looked fairly tidy up until that point. He's still doing a really good job.
Job of eliminating that slide. Drifts it across the start finish line of 121.8.
He did, he improved.
That is an improvement. He now finds himself up to P11. Sorry, P12. He did gain that 1 spot. No, sorry, he is into 11th. Moves ahead of Scott McLaughlin. Madison down on a very, very good lap at the moment. If we can go to him.
And while all that's happening, Mitch has improved here. Mitch McLeod's improved his time. Into this session, he was at 21.408. He's now gone 21.362. So he'll jump 1 spot above Josh Muggleton in P5.
Muggo's out there actually doing fuel runs, so I don't think Muggo will improve his time. Session best second sector for Madison down on this lap. It's looking very, very nice. Just the right amount of curb through the chicane.
Thing looks hooked up, doesn't it?
Yep, looks very, very neat this lap. Could this be pole?
Oh,
no,
not quite.
Gonna find another 10th.
Still plenty of time. We've still got 8.5 minutes to go left in this session, so he knows the car's there or thereabouts, and he may be thinking about maybe a couple of fine-tuning adjustments.
Clayton Brooks, V8 Supercars fan group, ANZ Falcon.
This livery is actually really growing on me. I wasn't too sure when I first saw it, but the more and more I look at it, it just it really stands out. I really like it.
You can't miss it, can you? It just in the face, and I really like it. I'm a big fan of this livery this season. I really like it. One of my favourites of this season.
I think just because I was so used to the ANZ colours before, and obviously the previous V8 Supercar fan group colours, but a really great standout scheme, and something the boys should be very proud of.
A lot of very nice liveries out there this season, actually. So, job from all the guys that actually out there painting all the cars every week. Not an easy thing to do. Explain to a few guys in regards to the ticker on screen. The ticker on screen shows the qualifying from this session. What we've been talking about is the overall qualifying. So the drivers can qualify as many times as they like during the week. There's a qualifying session every hour, and the guys can actually have a run whenever they like to put down their best lap. So we quite often see guys sneak a session in at 2 or 3 in the morning to surprise people when they wake up in the morning, and it all comes down to the final session. Now this is their last chance to improve on their times that they've set down for the week.
Geez, these guys got their work cut out for a bit of traffic there. I think Muggo trying to carve his way up through some traffic there.
Yeah, it looks a little bit messy there down the straight. Let's go to Sean Kelly. Different season, of course. Back. Works team this season. Sean, of course, paints all the Lazy Man Racing team entries, and I must say their liveries this season. Wow.
It's actually good.
Yeah. Have a look, Sam. You might not have seen them very much yet.
No, I saw they've done slight changes with different colours and all the rest of it. And that's the one thing I do love about a new season of racing is heading over to Trading Paints and downloading all the new skins. It's pretty exciting, and it's really good to see how much effort that these guys go into preparing their cars.
If you look on the side of Sean Kelly's car, there's actually engine parts. It's a very faint silver. It might not come up very well in the broadcast, but you can see there's engine bits and exhausts and that all down the side of the car. So it's a really, really classy, clever look. Something very, very different I've never seen before. Current pole sitter Richard Hampstead. Best lap at the moment for the week. Best lap overall of 121.044. That's the target that everyone's aiming for at the moment. Try and keep our eye on Mitchell McLeod at the moment too. His lap is a personal best at the present moment. With McLeod now. Personal best at the second checkpoint, so this lap at the moment should be an improvement. His aim is to beat his teammate. Looking for a 121.284 to beat. Oh, a little bit too loose there.
Oh, big moment, holds on to it. He does, what, 21.3.
21.3, he would have lost a tenth fighting around at the end of that lap, so I can hear the frustration already. Marlon McMullen on screen. He actually picked up a podium in the early race tonight, in third. Awesome battle he had with Lee Day for third and fourth. There's some new names up towards the front of the field.
So he's getting some sort of slight bit of a slipstream there.
Yeah, bit of teamwork there from Rob Hartley helping him out. Green regular, Cars Are Us. It's Falcon, Corey Osborne. A while since we've seen you in the V8. Very quick in the Grand Am series though.
Just trying to have a look through the sheets. I can't see him in the top 25 as such.
Can't see him either. Trying to keep my eye on Justin, but he's struggling at the moment to even get a lap done, so ruin the end of that lap. Puts down a time I'd still be proud of. John Emerson on screen. He's been one of the most unluckiest drivers so far this season. He's had engines blow up. He actually had a fuse blow up in his house in the early race tonight. That's how unlucky he's been.
Oh, you're kidding.
No. Coming third and the fuse box went. That was the end of his race. Oh. That's commitment to start your lap.
Yeah, just making sure he's got a bit of tyre pressure and temperature in that left rear, that's all.
Well, the temperature in there now, I think there's... Whoa, hold on a bit. Gripping the wheel quite hard. He's a little bit sideways through the S's and I think that's the end of his lap. Yep.
Yeah, he's got his work cut out for him, not quite behaving exactly the way he needs it to.
So last chance now for most guys to get their lap in. Bit of Rob Hartley. Teammate Marlon McMullen ahead. Marlon gets out of the way.
I was going to say, maybe Marlon would return the favour and give him a bit of slipstream, but no.
That too. Rob Hartley currently P25 for the week at 1:22.394. Just a lap in this session. Very different line there through that part of the track. Pulls it up.
He held on to it. It'll kill his lap time and he's going to abort.
That's the end.
But yeah, good job of holding on to it.
Out on screen, I actually think Madison's on an out lap at the moment, so he's racing around to try and beat the clock.
Oh, he's got his work cut out for him. 20 seconds left in the session.
Justin Ruggie just went to start his final attempt at a flying lap and ended it at the start of turn 1, so we won't see any improvement from Justin. And checkered flag is now out, so that is the end of this session. Guys will be pushing out on a lap. Matthew Hill about to cross the start-finish line. No lap time counted, so make it. Clayton Brooks and Josh Muggleton look like the only guys that will actually be on a lap. We know Muggo's pacing around at the moment. We've actually got a couple of changes in final qualifying. We didn't have any last week, so always good to see some in this final session.
I do find it interesting that some guys do leave qualifying up until the last minute. You know, whatever works for you, I guess. But I know myself, I personally like to sneak in one maybe on a Tuesday or a Wednesday, just to sort of set a bit of a benchmark.
Like it's the end of qualifying now. Run through the results of this session. Madison down fastest in the session, 1:21.199. Adrian Stratford missed that lap. He did a 1:21.241. Mitchell McLeod improved his time as well, a 3:62. Josh Muggleton, Richard Hampstead didn't improve on their times. Matthew Hill did though. He gained quite a few spots. He'll start from P11. A 1:21.823. Then Tony Autridge, Marlon McMullen, John Emerson, Bo Cubis, Todd Latham, Clayton Brooks, Corey Osborne, Matthew Barron, Simone Jelly, Rob Hartley, Justin Ruggier, and Sean Kelly also did not complete a lap.
Good job by Hilly, picking up 5 spots. You'd be pretty chuffed about that.
Not by that, and Adrian Stratford, time gain. He gained another 0.04 of a second.
Yeah, so that puts himself and Mitch in 4th and 5th, and Muggo back to 6th.
It's all shaping up to be a fantastic race tonight. We'll take a couple of minutes break. We'll be back live at 8:15 Australian Eastern Standard Time live with our pit reporter Reece Gardner as well for all the info from the pits. So stay tuned on v8sonline.com.au.